Hey, Grace, I need you to borrow a complete futon set and a baby crib from your parents and have them set up in the guest room. I need it done by today.
What?
You know your family has a guest futon, right? Plus your sister-in-law who lives nearby has an unused baby crib.
I think that's the case, but why the sudden request?
Sasha, my sister, just got divorced.
Wait, divorce? So does that mean she's leaving with a baby? The baby crib is for her child?
That's exactly right. However, my parents have grandma who needs constant care, and the environment isn't suitable for a 2-month-old baby, so we decided to take care of them at our place instead.
How long do you expect this arrangement to last?
How long do you mean?
I mean, you can't expect Sasha and the baby to stay with us forever. It would be much better if we set a clear time frame from the beginning. That way Sasha can plan her future more effectively and we can avoid any unnecessary stress about each other's expectations.
What are you talking about? I'm saying that starting today, Sasha and my niece will be living with us.
Living together?
What? Are you saying you want to leave poor Sasha, who just had a baby, out in the streets after her divorce?
I'm not thinking that way at all, but having a permanent arrangement for them to live together with us seems... well, that just doesn't feel right, does it?
You're surprisingly heartless.
Is that really the issue here?
In any case, I'm bringing Sasha and the baby home tonight, so you're going to be in charge of taking care of them.
Huh?
Especially the baby. From what I understand, she needs to be fed every 3 hours, even during the night, so you'll need to help out during the day since you're working from home.
Wait a minute, I have a job, you know.
Yeah, but since you work from home, you should be able to adjust your schedule. Just switch to working in the evenings instead.
So you want me to take care of the baby during the day and then work at night?
Of course, and don't forget about housework too. You can't let that slide. It's crucial to keep the living areas clean, especially where the baby will be, because a hygienic environment is vital for an infant.
So what you're essentially saying is that I'm expected to help with the childcare, manage all the housework, and work all at the same time, leaving me with absolutely no time to rest? That sounds completely overwhelming.
That's something you'll have to figure out on your own. If you can't manage your time, that's just your own shortcoming.
Do you not really see how unreasonable that sounds? I mean, it's not like I'm a superhuman who can handle everything at once without a break.
Anyway, I'm bringing Sasha and the baby back tonight, so I expect you to be ready for them. Make sure everything's in place.
What if I can't handle everything? What if I get overwhelmed?
That's not my problem. You should have thought about that before making any decisions. You can handle it. You just need to organize your time better.
Do you not realize how demanding this will be? Taking care of a newborn is a full-time job on its own.
Well, it looks like you'll have to manage. Just keep your focus on helping Sasha. This is a tough time for her, and we need to support her. I know it's a lot, but this is what family does, right? You're gonna have to step up. No excuses.
Seriously? You think it's fair to put all this on me just because she's family?
Yes, I do. Family comes first, and this is what we signed up for. You'll be fine once you get into the rhythm of things.
Ugh, fine. I'll do my best, but you really need to acknowledge how hard this will be.
Just make sure you're prepared. I want everything to be in order by the time we get back.
Hey, Grace, it's been a while. Sasha, it really has. Did Ben talk to you? Yes, he mentioned you'd be living with us. Oh, I see. I know he was talking about cohabitation, but I want to assure you that I don't plan to impose on you too much, so please don't worry about that. Wait, really? First, I need to explain my situation. Where should I start? How about you answer a question first? Sure, go ahead. So you just got divorced while dealing with a 2-month-old baby? Is it okay if I ask why? Well, during my pregnancy, my ex-husband cheated on me, and that led to everything. I see. That sounds really tough. Yeah, but I'm not too down about it right now. I need to stay strong for my daughter. Plus, I was the one who uncovered my ex-husband's infidelity, so I guess I've always been good at bouncing back quickly. Still, don't overdo it. Thank you. Also, I'm curious why the idea of cohabitation even came up. I feel like there's a fundamental misunderstanding between Ben and you. About that, it seems like Ben thinks I'm just a stay-at-home mom who's been abandoned and is now wandering aimlessly because I have no income. Oh, is that not the case? It's true that I was cheated on, but I'm currently on maternity leave. My daughter, I've named her May, will turn 1 in about 10 months, and once my leave is over, I'll be returning to work. I've already made arrangements to move into company housing at the time, and the company even has childcare facilities. So, on my first day back, May will be well taken care of. What I need from you is just support until I return to work. So that means about 10 months from now? Yes, that's right, though I feel like that's still quite a stretch. No, don't worry about it. It sounds like you truly can't rely on your family right now, and if you have a set time frame, I'm completely okay with you and May living with us. We can discuss and divide the responsibilities to make it work smoothly. Thank you, that really helps. Now, I'm wondering, why did Ben even bring up the idea of living together in the first place? Regarding that, should we talk about it without Ben around? Is it better to discuss it when he's not here? Yes, I have a hunch about it, but I think it might be a tough conversation for you. I have a feeling I know what you're about to say, but okay. It seems like the time has come for me to leave, so I'll take off for now. Yes, take care on your way home. Grace, are you still out shopping right now? Yes, but I'll be heading up to check out really soon here. I'm sorry, but could I ask you to grab one last thing for me? What's that? May only has 2 more diapers left because I kind of forgot to buy more last time. Understood. You want the same ones as last time, right? Yes, those will do. I'm sorry about this, Grace. I came with my car, so this won't be a problem for me at all. Thank you so much.
You seem to be enjoying living together after all, huh?
Oh, Ben?
I saw you buying diapers at the supermarket earlier today. It looks like you're taking good care of your sister and your niece, which is great to see.
And how about you?
What do you mean?
Since Sasha came to stay with us, you've been coming home later and later. Nowadays, it's not unusual for you to be out all night. Sometimes you might not even come home at all.
Wow, work got unexpectedly busy, so what do you want me to do? I have to cover the extra expenses now that we have more mouths to feed.
But Sasha is contributing enough money, isn't she?
Huh? Do you really think she has that kind of money right now? Come on, think a little before you try to argue with me. Besides, she should be grateful that we're even letting her stay here. What's with that?
Nothing, really.
You're not gonna start acting all moody on me, are you?
No, of course not.
Look, I'm just saying that it's not easy for anyone right now. We're all making sacrifices. You should appreciate what we're doing to help Sasha out during this tough time.
I know. I'm just saying that it feels like you're handling things a bit differently since she moved in.
What do you mean?
It's just that your routine has changed a lot. You used to come home at a reasonable hour.
Yeah, well, I have to adapt to the situation. Things aren't the same anymore.
I get that, I really do, but we need to keep communication open if we're going to make this work for all of us.
You're right. I'll try to be more mindful of that.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Grace, I have wonderful news. What is it? I'll be able to move into my new place next month. Wow, that took a lot less time than I thought it would. That's right. One of the employees is moving overseas for work and will be taking his whole entire family with him. And since that place will be opening up now, I can move into there. I see. Well, I suppose things like that can also happen. I know that I'm still off work for some time, but they said I can still live in that place. I'm ready to go whenever, so just let me know. Roger that. When I have a specific date picked out, I'll tell you right away. Nice. Things are about to get a lot more intense.
Hey, Grace, where the hell have you gone? You left behind the filled-out divorce papers. Do you even understand what you've done? You're living off me, and now you want a divorce? The one who should be worried about this situation is you. If you get what I'm saying, stop all this nonsense and come back home right now.
I get it. So it looks like we're definitely getting a divorce.
Huh?
I understand your point of view, and I'm saying there's really no other option but divorce now.
Are you serious?
By the way, why did it take you so long to contact me? Did you just realize the divorce papers were missing?
But I noticed them right away and tried to get in touch.
We left the house 5 days ago, you know.
That long ago? Huh. We?
Of course, I'm talking about Sasha and May. When the company housing opened up, I timed my move to coincide with that opportunity.
What do you mean, company housing? She was a full-time housewife right until the divorce was about to happen. There's no way she could job hunt with a newborn, and you can't get into company housing if you're not working.
What are you talking about? Sasha is still an employee at the same company she worked for before she got married.
What are you saying? Wasn't it your high-income ex-husband's hope that she would quit her job?
She was pressured to quit and become a full-time housewife, but she never actually stopped working. While she was pregnant, she had severe morning sickness, which is why she took maternity leave early.
But she hasn't worked since the baby was born.
She just switched to parental leave right after giving birth, and she plans to return to work in a few months. She can still get into company housing while on leave, so when a room opened up, she moved over there.
Are you serious? But that doesn't justify you leaving.
Well, true, but it's not directly related. We just aligned our actions, that's all.
What do you mean by aligned our actions?
And by the way, you left a thick envelope next to the divorce papers, right? You haven't checked that yet.
I did notice there was an envelope, but,
That envelope should make it clear why I left and why I want a divorce.
What? When did you find out?
Is it safe to say you figured it out after seeing the contents of that envelope?
The report from the private investigator about the affair? You must have realized there was another woman in my life, so you decided to hire them, right? When did you notice? How long have you known?
I think it was about a month before Sasha came to stay with us.
Wait, what?
And by the way, Sasha knew about your infidelity, too.
What? How could she possibly know?
How do you think? Honestly, you really are quite oblivious to what's going on around you.
Oblivious? What are you talking about?
You forgot that Sasha and I graduated from the same high school? We were in different grades, but we were still there together.
Now that you mention it...
Your affair partner, Cassidy, is a classmate of Sasha's and also a junior in my club.
Wait, what?
She was the kind of girl who always stood out for the wrong reasons, so it was only a matter of time before news about her made its way to us.
No way!
Plus, the fact that you suddenly decided to let your divorced sister move in under the pretense of providing her with a place to stay was also quite suspicious. You basically manipulated me into helping with childcare, didn't you?
What?
By forcing me, who has never experienced childbirth, to handle an unfamiliar baby care, you were trying to create a life full of chaos, thereby diverting my attention away from you, giving you free rein to cheat without worrying. That must have been the silly thought that crossed your mind, right?
Wait, no, that can't be it!
Okay, sure, I haven't given birth yet, but you know my sister lives near our family home after getting married. When I was still a student and living at home, I often helped take care of my newborn nieces and nephews. I know that I can't compare to a real mom, but I do have some knowledge and experience when it comes to taking care of babies. Thanks to that, I was mentally strong enough to find out about your affair and hire a private investigator to look into it.
What? Are you serious?
Absolutely. I mean, while I'm not a professional, I do have some understanding of how to care for a child. I mean, I've changed diapers, given baths, and even fed them. It's not that I was completely clueless about motherhood, and knowing that gave me a sense of comfort and control when dealing with this shocking situation.
So you were already prepared to handle such a situation even before it arose?
In a way, yes. My sister's experiences and my time spent with my nieces and nephews allowed me to gain some insight. But what really mattered was that I cared enough to notice something was off in our relationship.
So you were always on the lookout for something suspicious?
Well, when your behavior changed and became more secretive, it definitely raised some red flags for me. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong, and that led me to start to connect the dots.
I can't believe this! I thought I was being so careful!
Clearly, you underestimated both me and Sasha. You thought you could get away with it, but instead, you just exposed yourself to us.
I see now. I really messed up, didn't I?
Yes, you did, and now you have to deal with the consequences. This is not something I can easily forgive.
But we can still work through this, right? I mean, there's still a chance for us, isn't there?
You think it's that simple? After everything that's happened?
I want to try. I don't want to lose you.
It might be too late for that. You need to understand the weight of your actions and what they've done to our relationship.
I know, I messed up. Just please give me a chance to make things right.
Chance? I'll consider it, but it's going to take a lot of work on your part.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
Let's see if you can actually follow through on that.
Hey, Sasha, what's the deal with you siding with my enemy?
Huh? What are you talking about, Ben? Just because we're family doesn't mean I'm going to support someone who cheated.
What? You've gone through a divorce because of infidelity yourself, and you ended up broke from paying alimony. After all that, you're gonna make your own brother suffer the same fate?
What are you saying? I'm the one who filed for alimony.
Wait, what?
The one who cheated was my ex-husband. He had an affair with a coworker while I was pregnant.
Wait, are you serious?
Did you think my divorce was because I cheated?
I thought that was the case.
Could you stop being so naive? Don't lump me in with that idiot who got caught cheating. I can't believe you would think that of me.
Ugh.
Just so you know, I haven't even told you my current address as a precaution, considering the way you've been acting lately.
What do you mean, precaution? What are you afraid I'm gonna do?
I'm going to cut ties with you completely. That's my decision, and I don't feel the need to justify it to you.
Cut ties? Are you serious right now?
You really don't get it, do you? I'm not wasting my energy explaining the reasons to you. It's just too much of a hassle for me.
You think it's a hassle? What are you talking about? You're just gonna throw away our relationship like it means nothing?
You're such a loser. Honestly, I don't even want to think of you as my brother anymore. This message is where I say goodbye forever.
Sasha, wait!
Oh, by the way, one last thing. About my ex-husband's affair partner?
What's the point in telling me that now? You really think I care?
Well, you might find this interesting. It's actually Cassidy.
Huh? Cassidy? Are you serious? You've got to be kidding me.
And with that, I'm really saying goodbye.
What? You can't just drop something like that and leave.
Why not? It's not my problem anymore. I've had enough of this toxic situation, and I am finally taking control of my life. You should try it sometime.
Control of your life by cutting me off? That's your solution?
It's not just about you, Ben. This is about my mental health and well-being. I've been through enough without having to deal with your nonsense.
You think it's easy for me? I'm just trying to understand where you're coming from.
Well, here's a hint. I am done trying to understand you. It's exhausting. I'm focusing on myself now.
So what? You just want to pretend I don't exist?
That's exactly what I'm doing. It's healthier for me. Ben was devastated when he found out that his sister's ex-husband had been two-timing her. Filled with anger and betrayal, he immediately stormed over to Cassidy's place, determined to confront her about her actions. He couldn't believe that someone he had trusted could stoop so low, especially after the pain his sister had already gone through. When Ben arrived at Cassidy's home, he was shocked to find her in a compromising position with another man. The sight of them together was like a punch to the gut. Not only was Cassidy cheating on his sister, but she was also flaunting it right in front of him. He felt his blood boil as he realized just how deeply she had betrayed not only his sister, but him as well. In a fit of rage, Ben confronted them. The confrontation escalated quickly, and before he knew it, things were spiraling out of control. Words turned into shouts, and shouts turned into a physical altercation. The neighbors heard the commotion and called the police. Within minutes, sirens blared and officers arrived on the scene to break up the chaos. Fortunately, the police managed to handle the situation without anyone getting seriously hurt. Ben received a stern warning about disturbing the peace, while Cassidy, feeling the heat of the situation, realized she was in over her head. The fact that her affairs had now turned into a police matter was a wake-up call for her. The reality of her actions hit hard, and she quickly began to feel the repercussions. Feeling threatened and scared, especially with her infidelity exposed, Cassidy decided to cut her losses. She faced the prospect of having to pay alimony in compensation to her former husband, which weighed heavily on her. To escape the mess she had created, Cassidy took out loans and borrowed money, ultimately fleeing her hometown. She left in a hurry, looking for a fresh start while leaving behind the wreckage of her life and the relationships she had broken. Now living in a bustling city, Cassidy found herself entangled in dubious work just to keep up her debt. It was said that she was working at a shady establishment, and although she managed to make ends meet, the pressure of her financial situation was constantly looming over her. The glamorous city life wasn't what it seemed, and she realized that escaping her past didn't mean her problems had disappeared. Instead, they had followed her like a shadow, and each day was a struggle to repay her debts while managing her new, precarious lifestyle. Back in his hometown, Ben's situation was equally dire. News of the debacle had spread like wildfire, and soon everyone at his workplace was gossiping about the incident. Whispers echoed in the hallways, and Ben could feel the eyes on him as he walked into the office. The embarrassment weighed heavily on him, and he found it difficult to focus on his work amidst the judgment from his colleagues. To make matters worse, his family had decided to sever ties with him. After witnessing the fallout from the drama, they held him accountable, believing he should have intervened in a more constructive manner. They felt he had made a scene rather than resolving things discreetly. As a result, Ben was ostracized, and the support he once relied on was stripped away. The sense of isolation crept in, and he felt lost without the guidance of his family. With his savings dwindling and his self-esteem at an all-time low, Ben took drastic measures to settle his debts. He used his meager savings to pay off his part of the alimony to Sasha, hoping to rid himself of any further obligations that tied him to the past. He was willing to sacrifice his financial stability to create a clean break, desperate to start anew. But the weight of his choices bore down on him, making it difficult to see a way forward. As time went on, rumors continued to swirl about Ben. Sightings of him in a dubious establishment in the city emerged, suggesting that he had turned to a life he had previously shunned. But those stories were largely exaggerated. The truth was that he had no choice but to adapt to his new circumstances, struggling to find a foothold in a rapidly changing world. The once promising future he had envisioned for himself now felt distant and unattainable. Although the divorce between Ben and Sasha was finalized, the emotional scars remained. He didn't have the luxury of forgetting everything that had transpired. He had lost not only his sister's trust, but also the connection he had with his family. Ben felt the weight of his actions and inactions pressing down on him, shaping a future he never wanted. In the end, he found himself at a crossroads. While he had attempted to make amends with his past and set new goals for himself, the shadow of his previous relationships loomed large. He was unsure of how to rebuild his life or where to begin. And then, one faithful day, Ben spotted Cassidy slipping into a shady establishment in the city. The realization hit him like a ton of bricks. She was still in the same downward spiral, and he had somehow become intertwined in this chaos. But he knew that he had moved on from that life. He no longer had to be dragged back to the turmoil of betrayal and heartbreak. He had survived the storm, and while the scars may remain, he was determined to keep moving forward. As he watched Cassidy disappear into the establishment, he felt a mix of emotions: anger, pity, and a strange sense of closure. His divorce had been painful, but he was finally free of the chaos. He had learned valuable lessons about love, trust, and the importance of choosing the right people to have in his life. With that knowledge, he was ready to embrace whatever came next. In retrospect, Ben understood that his life was no longer defined by the mistakes of his past, but by how he chose to navigate the future. With the resolve to build and start fresh, he took a deep breath and stepped away from the shadows of his former life, ready to face a new dawn.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.